A massive winter storm is bagging on our door, and honestly, this one scares me more than anything we've seen all month long. And I'm not saying that lightly, because what's about to unfold across the central United States is a completely different beast. We're talking about an Arctic air mass slamming headfirst into a surge of moisture that has no business being this strong in late February. And the result is going to be ugly. We could easily see a widespread corridor of 6 inches or more of heavy snow stretching across multiple states. But here's what really has me concerned and what makes this storm fundamentally different from everything else we've been tracking. South of that heavy snow band, there's a zone where the atmosphere is going to play a nasty trick. Warm air is going to sneak in just above the surface, and that's going to flip the precipitation type from snow into freezing rain. And freezing rain is a whole different level of dangerous. We're talking about ice, coating roads, power lines, trees, everything. And if that wasn't enough to keep you up at night, once this winter storm clears out, there are some really strong signals pointing toward major severe weather as we push into early and mid-March. Buckle up, because the next 2 weeks of weather across the United States are going to be absolutely relentless. So let me walk you through exactly what's happening and when, because timing is everything with a storm like this. Right now, as we speak, there's a relatively weak storm system spinning up across the Ohio Valley and parts of the southeast. Nothing too dramatic, but it is producing a few thunderstorms down across Mississippi and Alabama. There's actually an isolated chance of some large hail, and I honestly wouldn't be shocked if a brief tornado touches down somewhere near Birmingham or over in central Mississippi near Jackson. On the northern edge of that same system, there are some light snowflakes falling across Illinois this morning. If you're in Bloomington or Indianapolis, you might be seeing a little dusting, but we're talking a coating to maybe an inch at most, so nothing to write home about. As we push into this afternoon and evening, that storm system stays pretty tame. A broad area of showers and a few thunderstorms will continue rolling through the deep south, while up in the mid-Atlantic and northeast, you might see a few stray snowflakes drifting through. But this is absolutely not a winter storm. Think of it more as nature just teasing us with what's coming later. Now, Friday is going to be relatively quiet on the winter weather front, but there is an Alberta clipper sliding down from Canada that could brush parts of the upper Midwest and drop into New England by Friday night into early Saturday. If you're up in northern New England, you might pick up some light accumulation. But again, this is not the main event. This is just the opening act. Saturday is when things start getting real interesting. Moisture is going to begin spilling over the Rockies, and you'll start to see a long, narrow ribbon of light snow developing from roughly Chicago all the way back into Montana. This is all happening underneath a powerful Arctic high-pressure system parked just north of North Dakota. And as Saturday night rolls into Sunday morning, that Arctic high is going to shove further south, and that's when the atmosphere really starts to get volatile. Here's what I want you to understand about how this storm is going to evolve, because it's essentially going to come in 2 rounds. The first round hits Saturday night into early Sunday, with some moderate snow and possibly a little freezing rain developing from central Illinois, stretching back into the northeast. Most of this initial batch isn't going to be super heavy. Expect light to moderate intensity through the overnight hours and into Sunday morning. But round 2 is where things escalate dramatically. By late Sunday morning into the afternoon, that moisture pipeline from the Pacific is going to kick into overdrive. And right along the boundary, where that Arctic high meets the warmer air to the south, you're going to see a razor-sharp line separating heavy snow from freezing rain from cold rain. Around lunchtime Sunday, we expect the winter nastiness to really crank up. Sleet and freezing rain are likely around Kansas City, stretching back into western Kansas and possibly near St. Louis. Meanwhile, a tight, intense band of heavy snow will be cranking just to the north. By Sunday evening, the models are painting a pretty scary picture, with that heavy snow band draped across Indiana back through northern Kansas. Kansas City itself is going to be sitting right on on that critical line where it could go either way between heavy snow and a messy mix. And here's something really important that's changed in the last day or so. The models have actually shifted this entire setup further south than what we were initially tracking. Yesterday, we were looking at heavy snow potentially hammering Chicago, Des Moines, and areas close to Detroit. Now, the bullseye has dropped south into the Central Plains and Ohio Valley. That's a significant shift, and it means different cities need to be paying attention now. As we roll into the overnight hours Sunday night into Monday morning, the snow expands and intensifies. The heaviest corridor continues to target Kansas, Missouri, Illinois, and surrounding areas. Freezing rain and sleet try to establish themselves near Wichita and down around Joplin, Missouri. And then Monday morning is when this whole system starts its eastward march. Now, I know a lot of people in Tennessee are probably getting nervous right now because you all just dealt with a devastating ice storm barely 5 weeks ago. The encouraging news for the moment is that the freezing rain line looks like it's going to set up across Kentucky, Missouri, and Illinois, staying north of Tennessee. But, and this is a big but, the models are still wobbling back and forth on exact placement, so I don't want anyone letting their guard down completely. These boundaries can shift 50 or 100 miles in either direction with the next model run, and that changes everything for specific cities. Monday morning, the heavy snow pushes east and starts hammering Kentucky, West Virginia, Maryland, and Delaware. By late Monday into Tuesday, the storm system starts to weaken as it rides underneath that Arctic high and slides off toward the coast. But even as it's dying, it's still going to be producing periods of significant snowfall and freezing rain. And here's where things get even crazier, because we might not get much of a break at all. The models are already showing another potentially significant snow event developing for the Northeast around Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Now that's still 6 or 7 days out, so I don't want to get too specific about amounts or exact tracks, but the fact that multiple model runs keep showing this is definitely something worth monitoring closely. Then by late Wednesday and Thursday of next week, we could see the atmosphere completely flip the script, with storms ejecting over the Rocky Mountains and significant severe weather returning to the plains. I genuinely believe the first 7 days of March across the entire United States are going to be some of the wildest weather we've seen in months. And honestly, looking at the broader pattern with storm after storm after storm lining up, it could end up being one of the most active stretches of March we've experienced in years. The large-scale pattern strongly supports this, with troughing expected to develop along the west coast during the first 2 weeks of March, which is basically a highway for storm systems to keep rolling into the country. Now, let me be straight with you about what we do and don't know right now. We don't have exact snow totals locked in. We don't know precisely where every inch of ice is going to accumulate. And the models have been trending in different directions, which means there's still meaningful uncertainty. But what I can tell you is that the overall signal for a significant winter storm this weekend is very strong, and the threat of ice accumulation south of the heavy snow is real and concerning. When we look at the National Weather Service blend, which combines all the different models together, the highest confidence for meaningful snow accumulation right now stretches from Kansas City southward of Des Moines, south of Chicago, through central Illinois and Indiana, across most of Ohio, and then into the Mid-Atlantic and Northeast. If you're in those areas, plan on at least several inches of snow over the next week. Surrounding areas still have a decent chance, but there's more uncertainty about exact amounts. The ice situation is the part that keeps me up at night, because pinpointing exactly where freezing rain will set up is one of the hardest things in meteorology. For now, I'd say folks in southern and central Missouri up through Indianapolis and across Kentucky and Ohio should absolutely be staying weather aware for the possibility of ice accumulation. We're not calling this an ice storm at this point, but that classification could change as we get closer and the models sharpen up. And let's talk about temperatures, because this is where the story gets really wild. This weekend, we're going to have legitimate Arctic air invading the Midwest, Great Lakes, and Northeast. But then almost immediately, as we flip the calendar to March, temperatures are going to surge. Basically, the entire country is expected to run warmer than average through the first week of March. And by the second week, we could be looking at some genuinely crazy warmth pushing into areas that are still digging out from snow. Check this out. By next Friday, we could see highs near Chicago approaching 60 degrees. Des Moines might hit 65. Dallas and much of Texas could be swimming in the 70s and 80s. Saturday is going to be particularly fascinating because you'll have this extreme temperature contrast with one area sitting in the 50s and 60s, while just a couple hundred miles away in Kansas and Missouri, temps are stuck in the 20s and 30s. That kind of temperature gradient is fuel for explosive storm development. And then looking even further ahead, about 2 weeks from now, some models are suggesting temperatures in the 70s as far north as North Dakota, Minnesota, and Wisconsin. That's borderline unheard of for early to mid-March in those locations. And that kind of heat, combined with the active storm track we're seeing, could easily produce some major severe weather events. We're talking about the potential for large-scale tornado outbreaks and significant severe thunderstorm events as all that energy and moisture collides with storm systems dropping out of the Rockies. So to sum it all up, we've got a significant winter storm this weekend that brings both heavy snow and dangerous ice. We've potentially got another snow event for the Northeast midweek. And then we could be transitioning straight into severe weather season with some big events possible in the first 2 weeks of March. The pattern is loaded and active, and there's really no sign of it calming down anytime soon. I'll be keeping a very close eye on all of this and bringing you updated information as the models continue to come in and the forecast sharpens up. If severe weather does get going in March, we'll definitely be going live to cover it in real time. Stay safe out there and make sure you're prepared for whatever this atmosphere throws at us, because it's about to throw a lot.